Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is the Weekly Updates. As always, very first link down below is Weekly Shonen Jump. Please check it out. This one was cooking. I'm very happy with all the series we did. I had a really good time doing them. Hakutaku right off the top. Incredible first chapter. Very happy about it. It's a real like if you like it, you like it. A lot like the first chapter of Akane-banashi. Like truly, if you read like the first chapter of Akane-banashi and it just was not for you, the entire series would not be for you. But if you liked that first chapter, it only gets better. And that is the exact feeling I get from this chapter of Hakutaku. Like, everything about it feels like the mangaka properly thought about it. It feels like, it is a like atypical shonen. It feels like something that fits the magazine really well while still being very different in its own rights. We're doing stuff we've never seen before. It feels like the writer respects women. There's a lot here. Anything that starts off with like a bullying arc, I'm usually like a bit about. Like Martial Master Asumi, it still feels like the most forced shit in the entire series. But at the same time, it is what it is. I get it. I know it is extremely relatable. Like, it's very minorly relatable to me. Especially the way it was done in this episode, actually. But I don't want to just talk about that, just to say that if you haven't given it a shot, and you are, if you're not dismissing new series out of hand, if you have the soul to try a new series, even knowing that Jump's probably going to cancel it, I would highly suggest getting on Hakutaku with Chapter 1. It's great. Whereas, like, the other two series, Ichi, I still think will be good, but it's in a more, like, analytical way. It's in a real looking at the concept, looking at the writer and the artist, looking at all that, like, it has everything it needs to be incredible. Whereas Hakutaku, despite not having, like, any, like, bona fides right now, it still feels to me like, it could be one of the all-time pillars. Or, like, in the same way that Kane is. Not like a big three, but a, like, a very well-respected, more niche series. And then Shinobi Undercover it's differentiating itself. Chapter 2, I think, it says a little more about what the series is going to be than Chapter 1, but it's still really, I don't think it's for me. Yeah, next chapter we'll fully see. But everything else, I think, is cooking. Like, One Piece, very excited with the new arc. Like, it really feels like we cut a lot of the bullshit. We're going right in. I'm just going to say that right now. We're going right in. I also appreciate that, like, despite despite doing a lot of, like, crazy stuff that we could have followed up on, I'm really glad we didn't do, like, what we did in between the act breaks and Wano and between Wano and Egghead, where, we're cutting around the world and, like, catching up on everything. Like, I'm glad that we are, like, Egghead felt like, that is the vibe of that arc. And this arc, I'm hoping, is more isolationist. I'm sure we will hear about, the outside world, but, it would be nice to have another, like, tighter, more insular One Piece arc now. Like, even Wano itself is, it is so insanely epic that, even the stuff that is still very inside the series, we have so much stuff we still need to pay off with Elbaf. There's plenty of, like, theories I could see confirmed, but, despite all that, it feels like it might be, more classic, which I'm actually very excited for, because this might be, truly, the last time we could do something like that before we go into, the absolute pinnacle of, like, just bullshit all over the place. Sakamoto days, speaking of, very tight, very good. It's insane that we're, like, 183 chapters in, and we can do a chapter that I feel like we could have done around, like, chapter 12. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that just in a, like, Sakamoto Days has that flexibility to it. It can go higher and higher and higher, and still, like, every single time we come down and we do something a little more, like, grounded, it's still crazy. But it doesn't have to continuously escalate the level of craziness of everything. It can still make, like, basically, like, one scary guy who isn't that strong, but who is, like, strong because of the circumstances, still feel threatening, still feel scary, still feel like, borderline, how the fuck do we, deal with the situation? Yeah, Kane cooking as always. Undead Unluck. Very excited to see what we do here. This was a real curveball-ass chapter. I've seen the discourse around it. I think people are, as always, crazy, running around like chickens with their heads cut off. I've had to say it multiple times for Undead Unluck, so I'm not gonna go through the whole thing again. You get it. This feels like exactly the same as the autumn arc, where everyone was like, "Oh no, it's over, it's over, bro. We're fine." Astro Royale again. every arc I think is making me like the series a lot better. Me and Roboco, uh, I'm hoping we do another spooky chapter. That's all I'll say is this was one of our requisite spooky chapters. We usually don't do like multiple of them around the same time, but come on, Halloween's next month. Let's get one. Let's get one, please. Oh, and RuriDragon, great as always. Elusive Samurai, great as always. Oh my god. Jump is so good. I'm so happy I'm reading this stupid little magazine. It's great. Even Witch Watch, which I don't do on the channel, it's perfectly fine. The current arc I'm not super into. Like the new character we've had for the last little bit, yeah, not my favorite, but still great. It is just consistently banging. And that's really all I need. As long as we can be consistently banging, we're fine. But yeah, I've been doing some more job shit this week. I'm not going to get into it too deep, just to say that that's definitely why this is coming out later than usual. But this isn't a Friday release, it's a Thursday release. So we're still not as bad as it could be. Let's give it that. All right. Well, with that, I won't keep on blathering about and making this take even longer to come out. Thank you guys so fucking much for continuing to support the channel. I will say I don't have plans to do a special Halloween reaction or anything this year, but if I do, I'm probably just going to do some stuff we've already done. I'll be perfectly honest. Like, so much of the stuff I already need to do is creepy and vaguely Halloween-y. Like, if I do a Dorohedoro chapter, especially the next one, based on where we left off the last one, it's gonna be Halloween-y just inherently. So we're fine with that. But if you want to keep your eyes on something really big for Halloween, I'm not gonna spoil it or say much about it, but Donuts is gonna do some pretty big reactions for Halloween this year. Get your Halloween fix over on that channel. Join his Patreon if you want. I need to steal money out of it again. Anyways, that's that. I'll catch you next time for next jump. Bye for now. Nya nya.